Every time the Olympics come around, the bar is inevitably set higher and higher. It's a sight to behold for the world to witness athletes continuing to push human boundaries. Now, passenger vehicles, I gotta say, admittedly, are not as prestigious or glamorous, but there are some similarities in the sense that manufacturers always try to push their products to be better than before. Now, replacing the outgoing Strada is this, the 2024 Mitsubishi Triton Athlete. Now, I'm really excited about this car because, well, on this episode of Behind the Wheel, we're going to go through the changes inside and out, compare it to its predecessor and rivals. But what I'm most excited about is to drive it and find out if this athlete truly is worthy of gold. Come on, man, it's right there. Athlete, it's not exactly gold. The Olympics are happening. Work with me, Jack, not against me. If you need a trustworthy service center, Shell's here to save the day. Stations like Shell Malolos Bulacan are equipped to serve. With over 20 years of experience in the field of vehicle servicing in the Philippines, and with their key mechanics having undergone training and certification at Don Bosco and TESDA, as one of the biggest petroleum brands in the country, Shell knows a thing or two about quality service. It's a comprehensive experience as well, from service to rewards and even giving back to the community. How? Shell Helix is available for just about any car at every station. They're even partners with my favorite F1 team, Scuderia Ferrari. It's also the care that Shell puts into every vehicle that comes in for service. The Shell Signature Service Check is also there to see if your car needs other things to keep it in tip-top shape, even before your oil change starts. But wait, there's more. Everything from wheel alignment, transmission dialysis, brake cleaning, even car wash and detailing services are available at select Shell stations. Almost any task can be handled by Shell. Oh, in case you're wondering, they do bikes too. Shell Helix Oil Change Plus for cars, Shell Advanced Motor Care Express for two-wheelers. And while all that happens, wait inside, away from the heat, but with peace of mind, thanks to transparent service. And get this, if you have the Shell Go Plus app, you get rewards points, special discounts, and access to promos. Finally, a portion of what you spend on your Shell Helix Oil Change Plus or your Shell Advanced Motor Care Express goes to funding scholarships for future mechanics. How about that? With these things, you know your oil change is all good with Shell. The 2024 Mitsubishi Triton Athlete comes in at 1,909,000 Philippine pesos, which is quite a large jump from when we had the Strada on Behind the Wheel, which came in at 1,760,000 Philippine pesos. Now, it's not exactly their fault because, unfortunately, the prices of pickup trucks have just all gone up. And it's not just Mitsu either. The Ranger Wildtrak 4x4 comes in at 1,940,000 Philippine pesos, and then the Hilux Conquest 4x4 is priced at 2,078,000 Philippine pesos. Yee! So if you think about it, the Triton actually sits on the other end of the spectrum, the more affordable side, if you can consider it that. If you'd like to learn more about pickup trucks, or any car for that matter, download the AutoDeal app, available on iOS and Android. It's got specs, prices, can connect you to dealers nationwide to help you find the best car at the best price. The name Triton isn't exactly the only thing that's new on this car. It may not have a new heart, but it definitely has new lungs in the form of a 2.4-liter turbocharged diesel engine. But this time around, it's not a single turbo, it's a two-stage turbo, which means that it basically has more power along a wider part of the rev range. That's one. Second is the fact that, well, it pushes out more power. The previous one was doing less than 200 horses and about 450 Newton meters of torque. This time around, you've got 201 horses and 470 Newton meters of torque, mated to a 6-speed automatic transmission. Now, that automatic transmission is what kind of boggles me and Jack, because in the city, it's pretty good. Raining, really bad traffic, you know what the weather's been like, and we were doing about 10 kilometers per liter. On the highway, we did expect more, but we were only able to push it to 14 kilometers per liter. And this is just driving properly. But I figure that will all change depending on who's driving it. If we're driving it, if you're driving it, if Earl's driving it. I mean, if Earl drives it, he's getting about, what, 4 kilometers per liter on the highway. I have no idea how.
Time is money. Go fast.
Did you hear that? Now, if the Strada's exterior wasn't already boxy and geometric, the Triton really pushes it up yet another notch. It's square, but I love it because it looks beefy, powerful, and muscular at the same time. Large grille up front, your DRLs found up on top, which are separated from your headlamps, and then fog lamps found down below. Here you can find some black piano blacks outside the car, black accents, which I'm okay with because the lower variant actually has them in chrome. And truth be told, I like the look better here in black because it does look much, much beefier. There are also accents that are piano black all around the car, like the over fenders, the side mirrors, the roof rails up on top, even the garnish at the rear. Here on the side, you've got 222 millimeters of ground clearance. You got 18-inch wheels wrapped in 60 series tires, basically the same as my Montero, but unlike the Montero, which has discs brake front and rear, here you have discs up front and drum at the rear. The nice thing also is that there is a step board here on the side, which is nice because then I don't have to pole vault into the car.
This is Caco of the Philippines. I don't think he's ever competed in pole vault before, and I don't even think that's an official pole vault. He's going for his first attempt.
Wait. The bed of a pickup truck is probably the unsexiest thing about the car, and yet it's also like the unsung hero of the car, the reason why people get it. The capacity is 1,260 liters, and we're also showing you just exactly what it is that it can carry. Sorry, Earl! But more importantly, I want to point out that it lacks two particular features that you will find in other vehicles of this particular price point, pickup trucks, I mean. One is that the tailgate is not assisted. It's still quite heavy. Second, there are no points to charge anything or to gain power from here at the bed of the pickup truck. Now, you may think that those points are inconsequential, trivial, and really I'm just nitpicking. But the truth is, other manufacturers out there have done so to make it more approachable. And I think that's what's lacking with the Triton. I will, however, say this, that they have done something very special with this car in terms of payload capacity because they've increased the payload capacity to over 1,100 kilograms, up from like less than 1,000, 940 or 985. They've done so by reducing the number of leaf springs that they have in the car from 4 to 3. But what they've done is they made the leaf springs wider. So they've increased the payload capacity, yet still keeping the ride smooth. That's something the other manufacturers don't have. I'm sure that many a times you've gone through our videos, including comparos for pickup trucks, and you'll understand that the rear seats are really nothing to talk about when it comes to a pickup truck. And I think to an extent it would be the same here because all it is a bench and a few toys, but they've done so in a manner that it actually looks and feels good. The seats are good, soft, and supportive, bolstered as well. And although this is a bench, there is a division of it from left passenger to right passenger, which actually is quite nice. Now, talking point between myself, Jack, and Earl is the quality of the leather. I'm okay with it. Jack says it's not as premium as you'd expect. And then it's sort of like a mixed review for what we feel about the pattern in the center, where it is supposed to be somewhat of a suede and supposed to keep you in place, whereas some of us feel as if that it's not as premium as you'd expect from a car that is 2 million Philippine pesos. Now, toys inside the car include a 12-volt socket up front and 2 charging points in the form of Type A and Type C. You have a center armrest that's really cute. It's like a nubbin with 2 bottle holders. If I can just get a bottle and show you, but Earl, I don't know what Earl does with my stuff. Oh, there you go. Bottle holder there, bottle holder there. There's also a bottle holder on the door. The door, by the way, is something that I would also like to mention where it doesn't open very large, but it does have large features on it in the manner that the geometric shape of the outside continues here on the door as well. Space is decent, I guess. This is my normal driving position. That is the amount of leg room that's left. I cross my legs. I'm a short person, so it's not going to be a problem. Leg room, or rather headroom, is actually pretty good. Right? And then you've got a center tunnel, which means a third passenger might not be very comfortable, but it is possible. And the thing also is that even if there's a third passenger, everybody can still get a share of the air because it's not found down here. It's actually found up here. And it's got airfoils here, much like an airplane, to help dissipate the air around the cabin. That's actually pretty cool. The interior, or rather the front area, the cockpit of the Triton, is a very welcome upgrade to that of the Strada. Lot of good upgrades up here. We'll start with the seats, same as the rear, good leather. You've got suede in the middle. The steering wheel feels good to the touch, really nice. The buttons on the steering wheel, easy to get to. The buttons for your audio, your map, your camera are all buttons you can easily jump into. Right above it is your 9-inch touchscreen infotainment system, which is pretty clear, a little bit saturated on the color for the camera, but a 360 camera nonetheless. You've got wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, wireless charging. You have 2 USB charging points here. Controls immediately to get to your air, which Jack absolutely loves, and also your audio, by the way. You have a digital chip computer here in the center with analog gauges, some piano blacks. Well, not really some. There's a lot, actually. There's a lot of piano blacks here in the center. Not in high traffic areas, which is good. I like that. The only high traffic area for the piano black would be the air here. And then there's also the Super Select 2, which is really, really cool, by the way. Manual parking brake and cup holders all around the cabin. You've got 2 here in the center, and then you have them on your door. You have a center armrest with a decently sized cubby hole, really, and then more storage space found here up front. Jack, I think I found the cords to your phone. And shoelaces, I think. What is that? Never mind. We won't show that to anybody else. While it does have a lot of driver assist systems inside this car, you're talking about lane keep assist, blind spot monitoring, and whatnot. The one thing that it misses out on, and this is just Jack talking, is that while it does have cruise control, it doesn't have adaptive cruise. Now, normally I would disagree with Jack and say, come on, stop nitpicking. But he is right in the sense that this is the top of the line, and you should expect it with the top of the line features. And you'd think that one of the top of the line features should be adaptive cruise. But what isn't amiss, for real and for sure, is the way this car drives, which is what we're gonna get to right now. But before we do, please like and subscribe our video and come over to our channel and subscribe to it, because we create all of these videos just for you guys. I know I fumbled that last part up because Jack is behind the camera doing this. What did I say?
It's so close, but we're keeping it.
What did I say? Come over to our video channel?
We're keeping it. The people will see that shit.
Print it!
Or you want to do it again?
No, let's not do it again. The first thing that we gotta talk about is the power of the vehicle. So 201 horses and 470 Newton meters of torque. But again, it's got a 2-stage turbo. And earlier we mentioned that it does have a lot of power available to you within a wider range. And it's true, because you've got one turbo that spools off and that pushes you off like at lower speeds, and then the other one kicks in. So unlike other automobiles where there is a turbo where it kind of tapers off after about the first, I don't know, 30, 40 kilometers, by the time you get to 50 or 60, it's sort of like plateaus. Here, you can still feel a kick, and it keeps on going and going. Like this rain.
I was about to say, like the rain.
So in essence, although there are other pickup trucks out there with more torque, like they're averaging already about 500 Newton meters, some of the newer ones, this one, however, well, according to my butt dyno, it feels like it sustains it a bit longer.
Much like 400 meter as opposed to a 100 meter sprint.
Yeah, you know.
It's not as much power as a 100 meter sprint, but
no, it's okay. Since you're going Olympics, Jack,
athlete started it.
So it's not like it's give it its all for 100 meters, then it's done. No, it's got enough power to sustain itself for the 400 meters, and it does so pretty well. The ride and handling of the Triton is probably the largest star of this car because they really, really worked on it. In Japan, I was able to test this vehicle out, not just on the tarmac like what we are right now, but also on loose rubble, little bit of grass, slippery situations. And this car is smart, especially when you put on the Super Select 2 into 4-wheel high. It is just amazing. Even if the car sort of like kicks out a little bit, it corrects itself. It depowers certain parts of the car. It straightens out. It's just wonderful, to a point where it made non-believers, who are people that just pretty much love crossovers and sedans, they started to say that, wow, I'm starting to fall in love with this Triton and its capabilities. You're not gonna know what it is that I'm talking about unless you yourself maybe perhaps take it out for a spin. Book a test drive with our app, and it can get you that much closer to perhaps buying your next pickup truck. We help you find the best car at the best price. The NVH of the car is actually pretty good also. It does pick up a few...
Pick up.
Yeah, okay. I missed out on that one. I put a penny in the swear jar. It does pick up some wind noise because of the shape of the vehicle, but for the most part, it's actually very quiet. Even the road noise is kept at bay. The engine, yeah, that'll come in because it's a diesel. I mean, almost all pickup trucks that we've ever driven, we could hear the engine anyway, but it's not, offensive in any way. All in all, considering that this is a ladder frame pickup truck, it's pretty quiet. When I drove this car in Japan, I was enamored. I fell in love with it immediately. It handles really, really well. Whether the car is on-road, off-road, half of it is on-road, half of it is off-road, really, really great. So I wanted to know, obviously, if my opinion would change once we get into the Philippines. And although our off-roading was very tiny, I would say that no, it hasn't changed, because I still believe in the ride and drive of this vehicle. It's very good. The thing about it is that I know that they did their homework, because not only did they test this vehicle in other Asian countries to make sure that it would fit on their roads, but they also did so here in the Philippines. So in essence, when I tell you that it's good on our roads, you don't have to take just my word for it, because Mitsubishi did the hard work and tested it here themselves. Mitsubishi has certainly upped its personal best with the Triton. It really has improved their pickup trucks in all aspects, and most especially its drive. Now, as it stands, I wouldn't say that it would deserve the gold immediately until we do a proper comparo. But if you were to ask me, this is most definitely a pickup truck that you should not ignore, because damn it, it is a contender. Woo!